Meet Alex A. and Alex B. Both are 27, working as marketing coordinators in Los Angeles. Both earn the exact same census-verified median salary of $52,000. To the naked eye, they are economic twins. But there is a lethal discrepancy in their financial DNA. Alex A. is building a fortress of liquidity, while Alex B. is bleeding out, losing $200 every single month to the same invisible force. This isn't about budgeting errors or avocado toast. Alex B. is the victim of the phantom value trap, a psychological weapon engineered to short-circuit your rationality and make overspending feel like a bargain. Today, I'm going to decode the exact algorithm banks and retailers use to extract that wealth. I'll walk you through the mechanics of the trap with verified data, show you the stories of those who escaped, and hand you the 3-step framework to reclaim that $2,400 a year. The system is betting you won't notice the game is rigged. Let's make them lose that bet. Here is what the corporate cartel doesn't want you to know. Your choices are not your own. They are architected. The system has a dirty secret called the Decoy Effect, or, as I call it, the ugly brother strategy. It is the primary mechanism they use to turn your logical brain off and your wallet open. Let's expose the mechanics they hide behind the counter. Imagine you're at the movies. You see a small popcorn for $3 and a large for $7. Your brain, acting rationally, says $7 is expensive. You pick the small. The system loses money on you. So they introduce a third option, a medium popcorn for $6.50. This is the ugly brother. It exists solely to make the large look like a steal. Only 50 cents more for double the volume. Suddenly, you aren't weighing $7 against your budget. You're comparing it to the $6.50 decoy. Digital Maven's December 2025 analysis proves the lethality of this trick. Introducing a decoy drives a 30% increase in high-price selection. That is not a preference. That is a programmed vulnerability. They are hacking your perception of value to extract maximum yield from your paycheck. Now let's look at how this plays out in the real economy with our first subject, Alex. According to the U.S. Census Bureau's 2024 data, Alex earns a median salary of $52,000. In Los Angeles, where the cost of living hits $4,100 a month per Numbeo figures, every dollar is a soldier in the fight for survival. But Alex is walking into a battlefield he doesn't see. When he buys his morning coffee, the grande is the decoy that pushes him to the venti. When he subscribes to software, the pro tier is the decoy pushing him to enterprise. Alex A., let's call him the victim, walks into a coffee shop. He sees 3 cups. He wants the small. But the pricing structure whispers that the large is the smart choice. He spends the extra dollar. He does this 3 times a day across food, tech, and streaming services. He feels savvy because he got the best deal. In reality, he just voluntarily handed over wealth he didn't intend to spend. He is bleeding cash on things he didn't actually want, simply because the menu was designed to shame the budget option. Compare that to Savvy Alex. He walks into the same shop with the same $4,100 monthly overhead, but he possesses the decoder key. He spots the $6.50 medium for what it is, a trap, not a product. He ignores the ugly brother entirely. He buys the small because that is what his physiology requires. He retains that capital. The difference between these two isn't income, it's immunity to the algorithm. One is a hostage to the menu. The other is the architect of his own consumption. This mechanism works because it bypasses logic, even in the most intelligent minds. It's a cognitive blind spot. The banks and brands know that if they force you to compare A and B, you might choose A. But if they add a defective C that looks like a worse version of B, you will rush to buy B to prove you're smart. They are monetizing your ego. They are extracting wealth based on your score in a game you didn't know you were playing. The danger here is that we think this is just about popcorn. It's not. It's about a systemic extraction of wealth across every major industry. From the phone in your pocket to the food on your table, the phantom value trap is the default setting of the consumer economy. This is where the BLEED becomes a Hemmer R hag. The industries running this game are not just the entertainment giants. It's fast food, it's big tech, and it's the subscription economy. Think about your cloud storage. You want 50 gigabytes. They offer 50 gigabytes for 99 cents, 200 gigabytes for $2.99, and 2 terabytes for $9.99. The 200 gigabytes is the decoy. It's priced awkwardly to make the 2 terabytes look like the deal of the century. You buy 2 terabytes. You use 60 gigabytes. They just extracted a 900% premium from you for empty space. This is a tax on your inability to calculate unit utility. Let's quantify this extraction. The financial industry relies on the latte factor myth to blame you for being poor. But I'm talking about structural manipulation. The U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis reported in the fourth quarter of 2024 that the personal saving rate has collapsed to just 4.7%. That means the average American is walking a razor's edge. When you are saving less than 5% of your income, you cannot afford to leak capital to psychological tricks. Consider the math of the trap. A $5 upgrade here, a $10 premium tier there. In the context of a $4,100 monthly cost of living, confirmed by Numbeo and BEA 2024 data, that leakage is catastrophic. You aren't just losing pocket change, you are losing your margin of safety. The system is designed to consume that 4.7% margin before you can move it to a savings account. They know that if they can get you to upgrade your lifestyle by just $10 a day using Decoys, they have effectively captured your entire potential for wealth building. Let's look at Maria to see this in high definition. Maria is a 33-year-old public school teacher earning $61,000. She is disciplined. She tracks her grocery bill to the cent. To the naked eye, she is financially bulletproof. But there is a lethal discrepancy in her armor. When she goes out for her weekly treat meals, she enters the trap. She sees the wine list or the combo meal. The decoy pricing kicks in. She upgrades her entree because it's only $4 more than the smaller portion. Over a month, these invisible upgrades siphon $40 out of her wallet. That's $480 a year. Vaporized. She isn't eating that food. She's paying a tax for not doing the math. The system counts on Maria feeling like she deserves a treat, then uses that emotion to upsell her into poverty. This is why you feel broke despite making a decent salary. It's not because you are bad with money. It's because the environment is engineered to extract maximum yield from every transaction. Every time you see a best value sticker, you are looking at a decoy. Every time you see a pricing tier that makes no sense, you are looking at a trap. They are betting that your fatigue will override your math skills. And most of the time, they win. I want you to pause and check your own financial leaks. Comment below if you've noticed subscription tiers or menus using this specific trick. Tell me which industry is the worst offender. Let's map the minefield together. So how do we dismantle this trap? We have to stop playing their game and start playing ours. The solution is not willpower. Willpower is a finite resource, and they have infinite marketing budgets. The solution is a behavioral firewall. A set of rules that you execute before you ever see the price tag. Defense tactic number 1. Define the need in isolation. Before you enter the store, before you load the website, you must define exactly what you are there for. If you need 50 gigabytes of storage, you write down 50 gigabytes. When you see the 2 terabyte deal, you don't look at the price. You look at your requirement. If the product exceeds the requirement, it is irrelevant. You are removing the comparison set. The decoy cannot work if you refuse to look at the other options. You are blinding the algorithm. Defense tactic number 2, the unit price calculation. The decoy relies on deal framing, making the total price look attractive relative to the decoy. You must ignore the frame and calculate the unit cost of what you will actually consume. If you buy the large popcorn but throw half away, the unit price was astronomical. If you buy the 2 terabyte drive but use 60 gigabytes, your cost per gigabyte is massive. The trap relies on you paying for potential capacity. You must only pay for utilized utility. Do the math on what you use, not what you get. But the most powerful move is the redirection. We need to take the money they tried to extract and turn it into a weapon against them. Let's go back to Alex. He was losing $25 a month to upgrades, coffee sizes, data tiers, streaming bundles. $25 seems trivial, but let's apply the logic of compounding. If Alex identifies the decoy, buys the base model, and takes that saved $25 and moves it to a high-yield savings account, the game changes entirely. According to Bankrate's June 2024 data, the top HYSA rates are sitting at 4.3% APY. If Alex redirects that $25 monthly extraction into his own account, he isn't just saving $300 a year. He is building a capital base that pays him. This is the reverse of extraction. This is accumulation. Over time, That $25 a month becomes thousands of dollars of liquidity. The system wants that money in their quarterly earnings report. You need to put it in your Freedom Fund. The University of Michigan's December 2025 sentiment survey shows 47% of consumers are terrified of high prices. The antidote to that fear is control. When you spot the decoy, you aren't just saving 50 cents. You are rejecting the premise that you are a consumer to be harvested. Let's be clear about what we expose today. First, the phantom value trap is a deliberate psychological mechanism, the decoy effect, proven to spike spending by 30%. Second, this isn't pocket change. For the average earner, it's a systemic drain that consumes the 4.7% saving margin you need to survive. And third, the defense is mechanical. Define the need, ignore the decoy, and redirect the surcharge into a 4.3% yield. Here is your mission for tonight. Go through your last 3 bank statements. Find the upgrades, the subs, the combos, the premium tiers. Calculate the cost difference between what you needed and what you bought. Take that number, log into your banking app, and set up an automatic transfer of that amount into your savings account. Do not let that money sit in your checking where it can be harvested again. Move it. Secure it. Make them fight for every cent. If you are done being a hostage to algorithmic pricing, subscribe. Next week, I'm decoding the subscription churn model designed to bleed you dry in $9 increments. Join the resistance against algorithmic extraction. Let's make them lose their bet on our silence. This video is for educational purposes only, not personal financial advice. All data is from the U.S. Census Bureau, BEA, Numbeo, and Bankrate as of 2024 and 2025. Products mentioned are examples, not recommendations. Consult a licensed financial advisor for your specific situation.